When it comes to irrigation scheduling, I always find it very important to know how your water moves in the soil and to know how deep your roots actually are in order to schedule to your crop's demand, and then to make sure to limit your losses as much as possible and to ensure that you remain highly efficient. For scheduling, it's then important that the plans that you make to schedule in your orchard, it's very important to ensure that you can actually effectively implement those plans. So for that reason, you need to come to your orchard and check that the planning on paper is actually implemented correctly in the orchard. And we're gonna go through some practical examples of some checks that you can do. There are several tools that you can make use of to ensure that your scheduling is done effectively. Namely, you can use probes, you can use tensiometers, you can use soil augers, you can take all of those tools and then holistically you can use most of them to make your decisions. One of the best ways to incorporate all of that and to make sure that you calibrate your tools is to dig a profile pit, and from there you can just bring the whole picture together to make sure that what you are planning is actually happening in your soil, and that will guide your decisions. As you can see, we are here in a profile pit in a nice Nadorkot citrus orchard. My plan for today is to demonstrate to you that it's not that difficult to do profile pits, and I'm going to show you the information that I like to gather from a profile pit. My aim today is to show you that you as a farmer can also do it, and there's a few basic tools that you need that you can get as much information as possible for you to be able to manage your crop and your root system. So what we want to know is when we open a profile pit is how deep is our roots and how wide is our roots, and specifically where we apply our water. How deep do we apply our water and how wide does our water spread in your irrigation system. That then helps you to make scheduling decisions. So obviously, as you know, any water that you irrigate past your root zone is lost to you, but you can't always know how deep your root zone is in your specific soil without digging a hole and physically checking. There are some guidelines that you can work on, but generally it's not always the fact. And if you make big decisions, specifically with fertilizer as well, if you're fertigating, if the water goes past that root zone, it's lost to you. And you can get some nice indications whether you're under irrigating or over irrigating. So some of the basic tools you need, as I have here, is a simple ruler. I mostly use a measuring tape, but the idea for this is when you measure your root system, you want to see how deep is your roots and how deep does your water actually go in here. In this instance, my ruler is 50 centimeters deep, and you can see I've got roots from the top down to about 40 centimeters in this root zone. So that tells me that if I irrigate, I can manage down to 40 centimeters, and there my water and fertilizer will be available for the plants to use. Then I can also see, does the roots actually look healthy? So in this instance, there's a lot of roots, there's a lot of fine hair roots, some nice thicker ones which generally move around your water. The fine ones take up the water and the nutrients and all of that. They, in this instance, look very healthy to me. And I can see there's a very wide spread of roots. The roots are not only concentrated in one area, they are spread throughout the ridge, which means that it looks healthy, the roots are not discolored. And then you can also look at your tree. Does the tree show any signs of issues? The tree looks healthy, so that's good in this instance. Importantly, before you dig a profile pit, you need to mark where your specific dripper is. This is important if you want to measure your wetted zone underneath that dripper in this root zone. So I've got the dripper here, I've marked it, and now with the measuring device, I can establish from the dripper on top of the soil, I can measure how wide does my water move in the profile. And then, as I also did earlier, you can measure again how deep does your water move. That gives you an indication of the size of your wetted volume and the size of the root zone that you are actively managing. In this instance, on this low flow system, they are working with a pot system. So as you can see that we've got some dry soil in the middle, and then the wetted areas do not overlap. So that is a strategy that you can follow if you want to manage a bit more oxygen in your root system here. But it's important to understand what system are you working with and the reasons why you are managing your roots like you're managing them. One of the other ways that we manage drip irrigation is a system called strip wetting, and that would be an instance where your pots physically overlap in the wetted area. So if you see there won't be so much dry soil in the middle and the pots will touch each other. That is called strip wetting. The strategy that you choose, either strip wetting or pot wetting, would normally be recommended by an expert, and that would be based on your soil type and things like that. Based on the strategy that you follow, it's important to know where your soil is being wetted. And the reason for that is in your general scheduling approach throughout the season, if you know where your roots are, where the water goes, you are able then to know where to go do your moisture checks. So in an instance like this, I can do a moisture check as well with my hand, where I can then rate this moisture content from a scale of 1 to 5, depending on how dry or wet it is. And that will give you an indication on your probes to see if you can calibrate your probes a little bit better. The width and the depth is also very important when you think about where to put your probe. If you put your probe too close to the dripper, then that might lead to under irrigation in your orchard, because the soil that moves the water out to the outside, there's always going to be a gradient where it's going to be slightly wetter in the middle, and as you move towards the outside, the soil gradually gets drier. So if the dripper is right on top of your probe, it will react immediately. Your probe will show wet, and that could lead to under irrigation in your orchard. On the other instance, if you space your probe too far away from where you are wetting the soil, it can lead to over irrigation, because it takes longer hours to actually see reaction on that probe, and that leads then to a lot of leaching past the root zone, and then also obviously you're gonna struggle to keep up with your irrigation. So digging the profile, seeing where the roots are, can help you make a decision on where to put your probe, which will give you a good medium between wet and dry, and then that will gauge your scheduling decisions. So after you used all this information to determine where you're actually going to put your probe, then it's also recommended to go do spot checks in different areas in your orchard. But when you do the spot checks with either a shovel or a soil auger that we have here, so this one specifically is meant for more clay soils, and then this one if you have more sandier soils. So when you have the positioning of your probe, it's important that you go and inspect your soil moisture with the use of the augers in exactly the same place relative to where your probe is placed. So if you decide that your probe is placed between 15 and 20 centimeters away from the dripper, that should be the same area that you dig with the soil auger, and to gauge then with your hand the soil moisture on that same scale between 1 and 5. And that will help you to continuously make corrections on your scheduling and good interpretations on your probe graphs as you manage your orchards. When planning on a strategy that you want to follow in your orchard, we as Netafim agronomists can assist you in making that decision on specific delivery rate of drippers, and then also the specific spacings that will suit your conditions, your strategy, and your specific soil type. If you require some more information or some Netafim knowledge, please feel free to contact us. We are available to help you grow more with less in all the areas that you grow and in all the areas that you require us.